Welcome, folks, to Last Take here on 98.7 ESPN Radio. And we are Brian Barth alongside Sam Fetterman, Iyer Patel. You can call in to our show today with the three topics of the Stanley Cup and the NHL playoffs, reviewing that. Belmont, Justify, wins the Triple Crown there. And Carson Wentz versus Nick Foles in the franchise of the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL. Our number today is 1-800-LAST-TAKE, LST TAKE, which is 1-800-578-8253. So first, the Stanley Cup, guys. Sam, what's your take on how the Capitals did and how they got there to win their first title, and it took them over 40 years to get there?
They surpassed all my expectations. I predicted them to go out in the first round of Columbus. They were proving me right after losing their first two games. I did predict the Bruins to go all the way. They lost to Tampa, and that did pave an easier path, I think, for Washington. I think they would have had a tougher time scoring on Rask than on Vasilevsky, and they cracked Fleury's code. If Fleury was playing the way he did in the rest of the postseason, there would have been no chance that the Capitals had.
Well, I just think they along with Sam, I agree, and they also just worked hard. That's all I have to say about it. They earned it.
All right, so now we have our first caller coming in. I hear that it is Max from Boca Raton, Florida. Here he is. Hi, Max. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Hey guys,
What's your question here on the Stanley Cup?
The Conn Smythe.
So yeah, the Conn Smythe Trophy. I personally right now think that it should have gone to either Holtby. Holtby would definitely be my number one answer. Ov is totally deserving of that, or Kuznetsov or DSP.
Yes,
but what's your story you're saying?
I think that Ovi deserved it. Holtby would have deserved it. If Vegas won, it 100% would have been Fleury. But I do think that Ovi deserved it, and the way he's been celebrating is definitely also Hart Trophy worthy, not Conn Smythe worthy.
and do you think they could do it again next week?
I think they can, but I don't think they will.
There is no question about that. They can. As Sam said, I totally agree. Will they? That's a whole nother story. But can they? Oh, they're totally possible. They've got some of the best depth that the National Hockey League has definitely ever seen, with Kuznetsov, Backstrom, Ovechkin, Holtby, and TJ Oshie.
With all-stars on the second line.
All right, guys, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Max. All right, so now we're moving into the Belmont and the Triple Crown. Justify, this past Saturday, has won the Triple Crown. Sam, I know you were there. How was that experience?
Oh boy, I was there, and I felt like I was involved in it somehow. I mean, I didn't even get one of those crowns that they were giving away, but it was a phenomenal experience being there for not only the Belmont Stakes, but seeing other horses run, and just seeing Justify win. It might have been the loudest sound I ever heard watching Justify coming on through that entire race. For normal races, they just stand when they're coming into the stretch. They were standing the entire race. Brian, what's your take on this?
I think Justify is an incredible horse. Not as good, and I know we agree upon this, not as good as American Pharoah. Definitely on the lower end, under average for horses. Winning the Triple Crown.
There's only been 13.
That's a good point.
You do have to be a special horse, but also if you think about California Chrome, he had a rough break in the Belmont. I'll Have Another couldn't run in the Belmont just in the past decade.
So I think Justify is an incredible horse, but just not coming in right now.
Also about the Belmont, Gronkowski finished second. I was very excited to see that, and also apparently Gronk and his friends placed $69 bets that the Gronk horse would come in second, so they're happy.
So yeah, Rob Gronkowski has a share in that horse. Didn't do so well.
It did very well.
He got second.
He got 24-1.
24-1. It started at 22 for the first 2 days of betting. Went to 24-1.
No, it actually got down to 12-1 at one point, but then it went back down to 24.
It went back up, for a while. And then 24-1 right before the race. Everybody lost it and went with Justify, but then
my brother actually had Vina Rosso, but Justify won.
Justify, great horse there.
Going with anyone else would be unjustifiable.
That's very
A very corny joke.
true.
It's a taco.
What do you think about his how he
Legacy.
did in legacy, but also with the biggest race, obviously the Kentucky Derby, and even the
The thing with the Kentucky Derby is you have to race against more horses than any other race. But also with Justify is he hadn't raced as a 2-year-old, becoming the first horse to be unraced as a 2-year-old to win the Kentucky Derby since Apollo. Oh, we got a phone call.
Oh, so yeah, we've got a phone call coming in. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the show. What's your name and where you're from?
Hi, this is Jeff calling from Los Angeles.
Jeff from LA, welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I was wondering, you were talking about the horse racing, and I know the crowd just has to specify where would you specify?
All time on my Triple Crown list. Secretariat won, and I mean I don't know very much about other stuff, but Secretariat's won, and everyone else is everyone else is nowhere near Secretariat. I think Secretariat's the greatest.
American
horse of all time.
Pharaoh could be on the over
Not
average
even
side.
close
Yes,
to
they-
Secretariat.
yeah, I
No
agree
one's
with
close to
Sam, yes.
Secretariat. Secretariat won by 31 lengths. That's about- There's a poll
Yes,
showing.
okay, no, I got that. I think Secretariat's on a different level than of the other 12.
Seattle
But
Slew was
then,
undefeated.
but if you think about the top 6,
Seattle Slew
I think
was undefeated.
I think American Pharaoh's in the top
Yes,
6.
and also, but Justify. Remember, Justify was also only the second horse to win the Triple Crown and go undefeated, going up to the Triple Crown, because it's him and 77 winner
But
Seattle
remember,
Slew.
it was close. That was a close race. American Pharaoh
He
took
pulled
the
away.
lead. 31 length lead, as you said,
That was
for Secretariat.
Well,
Exactly.
well, Secretariat had a record time, and my brother was telling me at this Belmont that he's like, if it's slow, he has a chance. Looking at the mile time, it was at 1:38, and that was a slow. He had a chance. He won.
All right. Thank you very much. Enjoy the hot weather in LA.
Jeff.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, now we're going into the National Football League. The Philadelphia Eagles, defending champions of that
the realm.
Super Bowl title. Carson Wentz got hurt. Nick Foles pulls off a Tom Brady. Will they keep him? Will they not? Ayur, what's your take on this one?
I feel like they should keep Nick Foles. It's because although people think he's worse, he threw more interceptions, just seeing that one game and seeing how he played, just
Small
Like-
sample size.
yeah, just like
Too small
it
sample
made people
size.
it made people think differently about Nick Foles in like a good way. And I feel like Carson Wentz would be too cocky.
I have a lot to go. I have a lot to disagree with. First of all, Carson Wentz went to college in North Dakota. I don't think he's cocky. And also, Nick Foles, he had a phenomenal year a couple of years ago when he had the 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. You can get a lot out of him in a trade. I think Jacksonville could be looking to him because as Blake Bortles is definitely not a competent quarterback, Jacksonville should go after him.
All right, but yeah, I kind of agree with that. But yet again, if you keep both, I don't even think that's a bad thing
No.
either. But I do think Nick Foles should be starter week 1. Not even close.
Well,
not even
if
close.
Wentz is available to play, then he should be the starter. Wentz is a much better quarterback.
I disagree. Do you think, Sam, and don't go off on me, would Carson Wentz would have won the Super Bowl? Would Carson Wentz win the Super Bowl in Nick Foles' position?
Carson Wentz, if the Patriots even was playing as poorly as they did, yes.
I totally disagree with that. Maybe Carson Wentz got better talent. Maybe he is a better
does have
quarterback.
better talent.
I think Carson Wentz is a better quarterback.
He is
I
a better
agree.
quarterback.
I agree with you. But Nick Foles just proved himself and won the Super Bowl.
What do you mean he just proved himself? He wasn't unproven. He was a Pro Bowler.
But look.
He was on the bench of a National Football League.
Look,
But he was
This
still a
also
Pro
makes a
Bowler in
big point.
2000 and whatever it was.
All right, I don't care about which one
Look,
you pick.
but
They're
this-
both incredible
They're
guys.
both great quarterbacks,
Exactly.
but Wentz is the better quarterback.
I think-
He's younger and he's better.
You can make a great deal for either of them. It doesn't really matter which one. You have a great starter in both of those guys, and I know you agree with that. It doesn't matter. Wentz, Foles, who cares? You've got a great quarterback.
But look-
Pick one, sell the farm on the other guy.
Carson Wentz, he tore his ACL and he needs to have rehab from that and surgery. Someone I know tore their ACL too. And
Tom Brady.
nuh-uh.
He did.
Yes, I know, but someone else.
Jamal Charles.
But like someone I know.
Adrian Peterson.
So many people tore their ACL and it's hard and
Of course it's hard to come
yeah,
back.
it's very hard to recover.
Carson Wentz is a world-class
And-
athlete.
And still, also, I think even in the Super Bowl, I think Carson Wentz would have been like too nervous and under lots of
Nervous.
yes,
If-
he'd be
if-
very nervous and
Foles-
be lots of pressure.
Of course, there's lots of
But
pressure in
Nick
the
Foles
Super Bowl
was
for
very
Foles
calm,
too.
though.
Yes, of course. But if Foles was calm, Wentz would definitely be calm too.
All right, thank you very
That's
much.
like the whole Ohio State thing when Miller got injured and then Barrett got injured and they went to Cardale Jones. Cardale Jones won them the national championship. Well, Ezekiel Elliott won them the championship, but still.
All right, thank you much for your last take there with Sam. From Ira Patel, Sam Fetterman, I'm Brian Barr signing off. This has been Last Take 98.7 ESPN Radio. We're going back to your local station now. It's been the Stanley Cup Triple Crown. Wentz versus Foles with the Philadelphia Eagles. Last Take ESPN Radio signing off now. I'm Brian Barth.
And I'm
ESPN.
very sorry if I started to sound like Stephen A. Smith.